Hello again, Struckpub. Today I'm bringing you December's video for upcoming Wooter and not so Wooter games. I've managed to get the list down to 15 games. I've got more which I will be putting in other videos, but I think those 15 would fit nicely in the December Wooter, upcoming Wooter games video. So buckle up and I hope you enjoy it. Let's start with the games that have already launched in the first few days of December. One of those games is Solar Ash, and Solar Ash came out on the 2nd of December 2021, developed by Heart Machine and published by Annapurna Interactive. And some more information about the game would be that it's launching on Epic Store on PC exclusively, at least for now, and as well as PlayStation 4 and 5. Maybe they have some deal with Sony as well, because I didn't see anything about Xbox, Switch and other platforms, although this game in my opinion would be perfect on a Switch to try. Now a little bit more information. From the creators of the award-winning Hyper Light Drifter comes the high-speed and gravity-bending world of Solar Ash. Play as Ray, a void runner determined to stop at nothing to save her planet from falling prey to the ultra-void spot of eternal hunger. It's not my personal type of a game, it's too much of a platformer for me to enjoy it, but it looks stunning. Visually the game, it has such a distinctive art style, that's why I wanted to include it in the list. I might as well play it and try it, who knows, I might enjoy it, even though it doesn't seem like something I would enjoy. I'm willing to give it a test as soon as I find some time to do so. It's currently 10% off on Epic, I'm not sure about Sony. And I think if you want more information you can just use the links that I put in the description and read more about the game. The next game that has already come out on the 2nd of December 2021 is Mechajammer, which I actually managed to play because the developers out of nowhere contacted me, or their marketing person contacted me and sent me a free key to try it. I streamed it and tried it, but it really was not the right game for me. I was probably not the right streamer and content creator to contact to play the game. And I still decided to include it because I'm sure a lot of people out there, or some people out there, would enjoy it. The reviews right now on Steam are mixed, so keep that in mind. The game is developed by Whalenought Studios and published by Modern Wolf. One thing I always like to say is don't trust other people's reviews unless you know well those creators, those people who review, unless you know that their taste matches yours. I'm telling you, I might not enjoy the game, but your taste might be different than mine and you might end up enjoying it. Steam might have mixed reviews, but you might love it or you might hate it. It's hard to say whether you would like it or not, but it's a tactical cyberpunk turn-based RPG set on an off-world grindhouse jungle colony. Skulk through the shadows or charge in guns blazing. Recruit a unique party for large squad-based assaults as your adventure plunges you deep into the city's secrets. What I didn't find very fun in the game was the combat and the controls, and in general navigating through stuff and figuring out what I'm supposed to do. But I did like that if I get destroyed, wrecked, I can spawn kind of nearby and continue without having to redo a whole map or a whole level. But I also, there wasn't a save at any time kind of thing, so I would say be cautious when considering this game. It's on the GOG store, on Steam and on Epic. And speaking of Epic, I have a creator link in the description. If you click that link and end up buying the game on Epic, I would get some bits of profit. And for other games, for any Epic game that is in the creator program, you can use STRUCTLF all capital as a creator code on checkout, and that if the game is participating will give me some percentages depending on the game, 5, 10, etc. percentage of the profit depending on the profit share settings for that game. Keep in mind not every game is there, but I'd like to mention it once in the video at least. For all Epic games, it's not bad to try and use my code if you don't have any other creators. Now, after my shameless plug, let's move to the next game. The next one is Chorus. Chorus is another game that's on multiple platforms on PC, Steam and Epic. It's also on Xbox XS1, PS4 5, Stadia, Luna, GeForce Now, and no any other platforms. I mean, I think this pretty much covers almost everything. Maybe it doesn't cover Switch only. Developed by by Deep Silver Fishlabs. Published by Deep Silver. Release date the 3rd of December 2021. You can try the demo now. I might play the game soon, we'll see. It's in my list of games that seem interesting and I might enjoy it. It's kind of a interesting action adventure indie space shooter game. It has very positive reviews on Steam, if that's any indication. Obviously, again, that's random people that might have different tastes from you. More information on the links in the description, the website or the store links. Just to read a few sentences of the description. Take control of Nara on a quest to destroy the dark cult that created her. Unlock devastating weapons and mind-bending abilities in an evolution of the space combat shooter, along with Forsaken, her sentient star fighter. Explore ancient temples, engage in zero-G combat, and venture beyond walking reality. The game looks impressive on screenshots and videos, and there is a demo. Download the demo, try it, and if you like it, consider the game as something to get yourself this Christmas. It costs $39.99, so let's say €40 in my region. So it's not AAA, but it's AA pricing, so it's kind of something that if you don't like the demo, obviously not worth buying it, because it's a specific game, very specific game. You either like it or not. I doubt there's gonna be a middle ground with that type of a shooter out there. The next game on the list is Paths and Danger. Experience a mixed fusion of strategy and action, where the veil of mortality will be put to the test. Choose the path of good and evil. This is an early access game, and early access started on the 4th of December 2021. Developed and published by GoldenGod games. It's a turn-based combat game in a dark fantasy world, and I think it has a lot of stuff to offer. As features, they're listing lead groups of different characters, each one with unique abilities and weapons. Manage your hero stats to get them stronger. Deal with dangerous circumstances and quests. Solve the story of the mystery surrounding the town of Westwell. Fight in a strategic turn-based combat system on a hex grid. A deep atmospheric environment that suits different world places. Emerge in a diverse, stunning dark fantasy world. Roguelike features, including permadeath. Procedural map generation, giving endless replay. Yeah, it seems fun. It reminds me of it has that feeling of a top-down, like a tabletop, not top-down, like a tabletop game made digital. So I hope it's good. I mean, if I get a free key to test the game, I will try it. But I highly doubt that will be the case. But I know many of you out there might enjoy it, so I put it in the list. The next game on the list is called Arcante Definitive Edition, a fantasy action RPG. Create your party and head off on an adventure. Playing turn-based or real-time is up to you. The release is on December 10, 2021. Developed and published by someone called Luca Favano. So yeah, it's nice that they have an option to play it with turn-based or with real-time. It kind of reminds me of a mixture between a third-person RPG and the Might and Magic series, which, if you know, was a first-person kind of thing. But actually I think, never mind, scratch that third person thing. I was looking at a wrong screenshot. So yeah, this game kind of reminds me of the Might and Magic series. If you like the Might and Magic series, this would be the game you might enjoy. So there's 5 classes, 20 abilities, 8 animated portraits, color-coded equipment with thousands of combinations, 4 armor types, 15 weapon types, old style challenges, and the Definitive Edition has better graphics, more intuitive new maps and quests. It also has exciting fighting mechanics such as dog block, interrupt and shield yourself to master the fights. So the game was greatly changed in response to user feedback. This version includes those changes based on that feedback. So yeah, release date 10th of December 2021, and it's only on Steam as far as I know. A link in the description to the Steam store. Next we have another game coming out on the 10th of December 2021. Wuna Quest, or in some places it's written as Wuna's Quest, such as the trailer, Wuna with apostrophe S. This is a medieval fantasy based game with enemies from the future trying to wipe out all of humanity. This is a turn-based JRPG with an open world concept. So kind of like the modern JRPGs. I think visually the characters look nice, but some of the textures of the ground look kind of low resolution cheap. So if graphics are something that bothers you, this game does it well in some elements, and in other elements it doesn't. I think it's an okay game to consider. The thing is, I don't see a price, so as long as they price it right, this might be successful, and as long as the game is fun. Wuna's Quest. This game is an open world JRPG. You can use your controller or keyboard, lots of action, buying weapons, learning new weapon skills, crafting, and lots of quests to conquer. There's also lots of cinematics cutscenes for the storyline of this game. This is a story about a girl named Wuna and a boy named Bun. Wuna's village burned down by the demon world and everyone was killed. Now she's out searching for the killer with the help of Bun. Let's see how the story goes. That was me reading almost verbatim, except some of the grammatical errors I didn't read as they are. So, turn-based JRPG in a modernized version, single-player game. Hopefully the price is right. Next we have a game I tried as a demo. Unfortunately the demo is now over, but during October in the next fest I managed to play Clit the Snail. And I liked the demo. It was a surprisingly fun game. A quirky top-down shooter about a grumpy humanoid snail armed to the Radua. Experience a dark fantasy fable and explore an unforgiving miniature world to exterminate the Swug Plague with an arsenal of badass weapons and a unique set of snaily skills. Published by Koch Media, which have published a lot of the games I've played and covered recently. Developed by Weird Beluga Studio S.L. Release date 15th of December. Action adventure shooter, top-down shooter. I would say it's more of an isometric rather than top-down, but okay. And yeah, it's a nice action RPG game with very responsive combat. You have to dodge, you have to use the environment for cover, and you have to pay attention to the boss's rotations of certain skills and decide when to attack. I like the types of items and guns that the game offers. It's actually a very cool, fun game. If I manage to get a free key for the game, I would definitely stream it. I don't know what the price will be and whether I'll be able to afford it on my limited budget, but I definitely recommend testing it if you have some spare money and you're looking for something new as a single player game to try, something weird. The next game on the list also releases on the 15th of December 2021. It's called Calamity Eliminator, developed and published by White Knight. Calamity Eliminator is an anime-styled roguelike single-player deck-building game where you play as a member of the Existence Management Company, using the Calamity Eliminator to lead pioneers and Valkyries to save the day on a planet that has been struck by disaster. So unfortunately I couldn't find video for this game, so I'm only gonna give you some screenshots. As you can see, there are some chibi graphics of your characters while the combat is going, while you have the battlefield, you on the left side, enemies on the right side. But when you go into the character management menu and deck building menu, you can see full-sized images. Some of those girls look a little too young, so if that bothers you, if you're bothered by Wallis and stuff, I mean, anime games, it's kind of like a staple. There always is that Wally character. Some of them look grown up, others don't, but at least there's male characters, it's not just female, it's not just Valkyries. So you can have all sorts of variety in the game. It looks like it will be fun. I personally cringe whenever I see people using cards and deck building as a replacement for skills. On the back end it's pretty much the same. How you present it to the players, it's up to you. And I just I'm disgusted by everyone presenting stuff as cards. This is a card, that is a card. It could be just a skill and have its skill window, but again, it might be fun. It might be a fun game if you're not bothered by deck building and you want a new roguelike anime game. This might be a very good choice. There's a meticulous team building. You can create the perfect 6-member team by carefully coordinating unique Valkyrie skills. There's dynamic deck building. When the game starts, you will receive some pioneer commands. More commands can be obtained in many ways. As the game progresses, you also upgrade commanders to power them up. There's spectacular battles. There's uncharted adventures. And there's roguelike elements. So I think the game is worth keeping on your list, and hopefully if it's well priced, people will try it. I wouldn't mind trying it if I get a free key, but on my limited budget again, most likely I won't be buying the game myself. Next on the list is Vampire Survivors, developed and published by Ponko, releasing on 17th of December 2021. Maul thousands of night creatures and survive until dawn. Vampire Survivors is a gothic horror casual game with roguelite elements, where your choices can allow you to quickly snowball against the hundreds of monsters that get thrown at you. And this is the reason why I decided to include it. The sheer amount of monsters that are swarming you is just... There's something satisfactory when you just... destroy a full screen of monsters in a few seconds and they just keep coming. The game will be early access, so expect bugs, glitches and an unfinished product on the 17th of December. But apparently there's 7 characters, 22 weapons and 12 power-ups, 10 pickups, 23 achievements, 1 stage. Supports mouse, keyboard, controller and touchscreen. So that's interesting. It even has touchscreen support, so probably they'll release it for Android and iOS eventually. So yeah, more information on the Steam page of the game. I hope people like it. If I get the free key of the game, I might try it. It seems fun. The next game on the list is called Tap Wizard 2. And I looked into the company and it has been releasing Android and iOS games, but this one is actually releasing on Steam. So maybe it will go on mobile, but it will release on Steam. Choose your spells, perks and traits. Then let the wizard do all of the work in this unique idle RPG. Tap Wizard 2 is a fusion of the idle, incremental ARPG and twin-stick shooter genres, resulting in a game like no other. And the thing that caught my attention here is that you're not forced into the idle. If you want, you can play actively, and then it just turns into a fun bullet hell twin-stick shooter kind of game. So the art looks basic. Many people might be bothered by the basic art, but many people will also love the basic art. Releases on the 20th December 2021, developed by Top Cock LLC, Cock with G. And there's key features of Tap Wizard 2. Exciting wizard battle gameplay. Wield many different magical skills. Choose from several solo characters. Play actively or let the mage do the work. The choice is yours. Utilize spells of fire, ice, lightning and poison to crush through hordes of foes. Tons of ways to progress, including power, research, enchanting, XP, awakenings, eras and totems. Awaken the wizard to unlock game-changing abilities such as Retribution, Golden Envy or Arcane Surge. Level up and unlock spell perks, turning your spells into the ultimate tools of destruction. Spend skill points in the massive memory tree. Over 25 different enemy types, over 25 unique types of runes, 12 unique totems, a very active developer community and continuous addition of new content, and people's feedback is appreciated. More information on the Steam page. The game, as I said, releasing on Steam but maybe on mobile. So I think it's worth including in the list. It's not a traditional looter, but there is stuff to collect, there is progression and there are addictive elements in this game. The next title on the list is Arcane Waters. Right now you can sign up for the beta. The game comes out in 2021. No fixed date, although 2021 we are in the final month. So if they're planning to release this year, well, it's gonna be this month, otherwise it's gonna be next year. So you can sign up for the beta on arcanewaters.com. The planned platform seems to be just Steam, and the developer and publisher is Black Mammoth Games. A little bit about the game. From swashbuckling on the high seas to idyllic days on your peaceful farm, from remote trading towns to monster-filled lands, it's time to gather some friends and go on an adventure. Whether you're a pirate, trader, crafter or farmer, choose your ship and explore a vast new world. And this game apparently has been in development for like 4 or 5 years. There's like a very old trailer for like from 4 years ago. Apparently the game has progressed a lot since then. There's online PvP, online co-op, it's considered an MMO, there's cross-platform multiplayer, but it says on the website only about Steam, so what is the other platform? Did this launch just, this game just launch on Steam and is it playable on other platforms? I've got some questions, but it's hard to find the answers. But there's trading, there's fighting, there's grouping up, there's a lot of leveling up to do and all sorts of type of farming, the literal and the other type of farming, the wood farming. There's also crafting. Use items dropped by enemies or sold at stores to make your own weapons and armor and either use them yourself or sell them on the public auction for a profit. I think people will like this, and the thing that stands out to me is the naval battles. The naval battles seem very fun. It has more of a JRPG kind of battle when it's on the ground, but it has action RPG elements in the sea fights, so I think this game is worth keeping on your wish list and following if you dig the art style and the combat. Next we have Fractured, a game I've always wanted to include in one of my videos when it comes close to its launch date. Fractured is the first open world sandbox MMORPG mixing action combat with fully interactable environments and grind-free progression. I'd like to disagree here, it's not grind-free. I've played the game in its alphas and it feels super grindy. Maybe their definition of grind is different than mine, but anything that's repetitive and boring is grind. That's not to say that the game is not fun, mind you. If you like chilling and having a nice sandbox, this is the game. Gather resources, craft, trade and venture into legendary travels as a solitary hero, or start a settlement with your guild and grow it into the next empire. Developed and published by Dynamite Studios, a small studio from Italy, who are very active and like talking to the players, although they refuse to change my account name and email from the foundation from a few years ago. And I don't want my personal email address that's not related to my streaming account to be seen when I play the game or when I go on the login screen. But anyways, when I tried during some of the stress tests the game, It seemed fun, if you are into a sandbox game. The skills and animations seemed clunky, but I've followed the dev box and they've improved upon that. They've also improved upon environments and biomes. So this game is improving. Maybe it's still risky to buy it, but if you have spare money and you want something new and you're into sandbox games and making your own base, and you're not that much into the fighting rather than the wife killing part of the game, I think the wife killing is the strong part of this game. I think the fighting still is kind of the weak link of the game, from what I've seen myself from videos and from my personal experience. So Fractured, launching in 2021, most likely, who knows, they haven't set a fixed date and it's the last month of 2021. You can buy early access right now, so keep that in mind. Links in the description. Another game I've wanted to include in one of my videos when the launch of the game draws near. Whalenought, Champions of the Four Kingdoms. Developed by Gamera Interactive, published by All In Games. And release date 2021, again we're in the last month of the year. I find it strange why they haven't set a certain date. Apparently it's just launching on Steam. And this game, believe me, if you loved old school RPGs, you would love this one. Set in a vibrant fantasy world, Whalenought offers fast-paced action with a deep narrative, bringing ARPG dynamics to a new level of skill-based gameplay, inspired by great classics and modern masterpieces. It looks good visually, and it seems like there's gonna be plenty of depth when creating your character and developing your character from the beginning all the way until the end of your playthrough. The combat seems interesting. There's a lot of other things that are worth mentioning. Master unique hardcore combat system. Might be a bit too difficult for my taste, but we'll see. If I manage to try it, it would be nice. Customize your character by choosing different ways of power, classes and skills. Explore, craft, gain reputation and unlock new quests. Choose one of 4 playable races: humans, elves, dwarves, orcs. 40 plus houses and clans to fight for, each with their own history. Start your own legacy in the Four Kingdoms after the first playthrough. So there's a reason to play after your first playthrough, which is interesting. 12 memorable companions with their own backstories, ready to join or fight you during your journey. I wonder how big the team is if there's 12 companions. Is it 4, 5, 6 people? There's a lot more to mention, and there's information on the game's website as well as on the Steam page. The game will be launching apparently on just Steam, maybe other platforms as well. And yeah, if you think you like it, then make sure to wishlist it and follow it. It might be a game that you like, that you enjoy. We are reaching the end of this list very soon. 2 more games. Metal Mind is one of those, and the release date is unknown, but you can download the demo on Steam right now. More about the game. It's supposedly going to launch on Steam and Switch. They're describing the game in this way: we fuse transforming mecha and roguelite gameplay elements and combine game mechanics such as weight, armor pieces, heat and power for you to forge a unique weapon of war to fuel your killing spree. It's an action roguelike looter shooter tactical RPG. Very weird mixture of things, putting action RPG and tactical RPG together. But yeah, it's a very fun looking game. So there's gonna be seeking free will robots. There's gonna be the fate of anthropomorphized AI. There's gonna be transformation checklists such as heat, weapon, spinning speed, cooldown, power, ability, automata, armor piece, projectile, vault, etc. Robot assembly guides, and all sorts of other mecha robot related things. It looks fun. The art style is very nice, at least to me it looks nice. More information on the official website and on the Steam page. We don't know the release date, but I think some of you out there will enjoy this game. And the final game on the list is another game that says release date 2021, no fixed release date, but there is a playable demo. However, that playable demo is not on Steam. It's on IndieDB, link in the description by the way. But yeah, on indiedb.com there are some demo versions of this game that people can play. Cold Shell is a top-down, sci-fi arcade brawler with persistent RPG elements, bash tucks and change wallpapers. So it's gonna be arcade hack and slash action RPG type of game with, from the looks of it, classical top-down camera, as if you're playing the old school GTA 1, I think, or 2 was with the top-down camera. Not isometric, straight up top-down, and it looks like it could be fun. Your country lost a big war a few years ago and was occupied. There's a bunch of global problems, but they don't worry the main character so much. In terms of key features, melee. Firearms are banned in the society, bat and police shields are your new friends. Rapid action, intensive cycle, dash into battle, smash your enemies, level up, repeat. Player's room. Change the interior with elements torn from the cold hands of enemies in the underground arena. Skip the story, interrupt the talkers. Too lazy to read? All that is really important is always highlighted and in plain sight. And you can also use the environment. Use the enemies under the wheels of unmanned vehicles. Toss boxes and bar tables at them. Break glasses and shop windows with knocked back enemies. Throw them out of the windows onto the cold asphalt of the streets. It looks like an interesting game worth giving a go. As long as it's priced right. But download the demo, test it, and if you like it, then I guess wishlist and follow the game, something like that. If you wanna get notified when I upload more of that type of content and other types of content such as builds, guides, etc., you can feel free to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button to not miss out on notifications. Keep in mind as well that I've got memberships on my channel, which is a monthly subscription that can be cancelled at any time, and the privilege that this subscription gives you is access to certain emotes and badges that have been made by me. Additionally, for members I offer an opt-in, something where you have to ask me so we can arrange a time, opt-in tutorials for Adobe Premiere, Photoshop and After Effects, just the basics. If you're a content creator and need them, feel free to contact me. Thanks again Struckweb for watching my video, appreciate that. Keep it cool, until next time, and goodbye from me.